Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hi. If you're new here, welcome. I've had a lot of new followers this week. Thank you for joining us. And I'm so glad that you're here. It's been a nice little group of maybe 15 regulars so far. So it's really nice to have some new folks joining in the room. So thank you for coming. I've been getting, oddly, a lot of messages from new followers that are talking about not seeing my page due to some of my resin materials. Hi, Mike, but not really doing resin. So what I wanted to bring to you tonight was was a project that was super, super easy that would introduce you to UV resin and really kind of get you over the hump of starting or trying or using your materials or getting back to your materials or whatever it is that you're looking to do. So we're going to do a super easy beginner friendly project today using UV resin and in a way that it's actually really not easy to mess up. So it is quite simple. You really can't mess it up. But it's a great entry point to try it and to see what materials you need for this kind of project. So if you've been curious, but a little intimidated, I'm looking at my materials. If you've been curious, but a little intimidated, hopefully this gets you over the hump and you can try a new project. So let's get started. I think we'll start right with the project. And then I'll get back to a couple other little reveals and things that I want to show you. So I'm going to move my camera. And I have notes next to me. That's why I keep looking over at my notes, just to make sure that I cover everything. Okay. So what we're going to, don't look at this as a surprise. That's going to be a surprise for when we're done. So you only see part of me, but this is so you can see the workspace a little bit better. And what I want to introduce you to is just a really cool way to use resin. So this is a snow globe tumbler that I made earlier today. And that's a whole different story because it was an absolute disaster. But you can see it's really quite cute. But I added some resin ice to the lid so that the lid has a lot of dimension and a lot of excitement on it. So it's a very cute ad, but it's UV resin and it's super simple. And I thought I would show you how to use that. So here are the materials that we have for this project. And also, I kind of wanted to, let me turn this back on. I also kind of wanted to give you a little guidance on how inexpensive it can be. And you can go the whole gamut of expensive to inexpensive. But this is entry level, beginner easy, and really, really, really inexpensive. So we're going to do some ice. But I picked a different color combination. I had this winter one. I've been dying to use this winter sticker. It's a UV sticker. But I have a whole host of these great blue crystals. 2 fell on the floor. 2. All right, so of these great blue crystals, actually I'm going to show you my shelf from my cabinet. I have had these crystals. These are fish tank crystals. I have had these crystals for, I'm going the wrong way, of course, for like ever. Fancy top. Thank you. It's my Anastasia top. I've had these forever, honestly, probably from a fish tank. And I haven't had a fish tank in 20 years. Okay, so these are stones from a fish tank. They're, crystally, whatever. They look good. What I like about these stones is there's no holes. And then I have like a bunch of these little things, little beads. I'm not using them on this project. So you can use anything. But let's say we're going to stick with these UV, with these resin little blocks, ice blocks there. Okay. And this is what we're heading for. So I'm going to keep that there so you can kind of see it in the corner. Can you see it? No, it blocks the work area now. I can't do that. Okay. All right, let's get back to the work area. So all I want to do is, I'm going to put this UV resin, this UV DTF sticker on this tumbler. This tumbler quite literally costs 34 cents. 34 cents from Walmart. It's one of their mainstay in the kitchen aisle. They're usually 99 cents. I got them for 34 cents one day. It literally couldn't be less expensive unless they were giving them away. Standard top, comes with a straw, 34-cent tumbler. I have a couple of these crystals. I don't know. Maybe, you know, I've had them forever. So I'm going to say that's zero cost for me right now. And the sticker itself, it was one of 8, and it cost me $6.99 for the 8-pack of stickers. So this runs about, what does that make it? 80 cents? 80 cents for the sticker, 34 cents for the tumbler, a couple pennies for using just a few out of a bag of those crystals, and that's what the cost is. So it's like $1 something. The UV resin, you're going to have to buy a whole thing of UV resin, and that usually you can get one that comes with a flashlight. That's $20, but you can repeat that over every project. And this is quite literally all I'm going to do. I'm going to take this lid, and I'm going to use it like glue. And I'm going to tell you that the only reason this works on a clear lid is because we can heat it from both directions, from the top and the bottom. And I'm going to take one of these stones and I'm going to put it right in the UV resin. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple of those around the top. And I put the resin on. I'll do 3 before I heat it up. I'm going to put that resin on there. I'm going to put a white one. I'm going to kind of marry it up to the one next to it too, so that it fits nicely. Maybe I'll heat that or hit it right now with light. So until I put UV light on this, I can move this all around and float this around anywhere. Okay? So it's moving around. Once I put it under the UV light, which I'm going to do right now, all right, it will stay in place. So I'm going to slide it under there. It takes about 15 seconds for it to harden. If it doesn't harden well, the other thing that you can do, watch this, it's already hardened. It's already on there. See, look. Is I can flip it upside down and put UV light on the bottom too. That's what I love about the clear top, but it works from the top because I can harden all of this and it starts to change. So if you have a tumbler with a bamboo top, it also works on that. But I'm putting it on snow globe tumblers, and like today, you see the clear one I'm using here. Okay, I'm going to put a couple more drops. You're going to love how this comes out. I mean, you already saw it in pink, but I'm really only putting like 2 or 3 drops. And then I'm going to put a different colored one. And another white one. I've been dying to use this snowman sticker. I just thought it was adorable. I'm going to add a whole bunch more real fast. I love this sticker so much that I'm actually doing it. I'm making 2 of them. I'm not going to lie. All right, so I got a couple more in there. The other thing I have on my desktop, I actually have a test straw to make sure that when I'm putting things on the lid, I still have space for the straw. It has glue on it and everything because I put it in everything. But I'm gonna light these up. Light those up. I don't know if I should say that. Okay, 15 seconds under here. So I made a tumbler. It's loaded with bubbles right now because I shook the heck out of it. But I wanted to use these snowmen on here. I put little, I don't know if you can see, I put little tiny snowflakes in with the glitter. You see them? See the snowflakes? I use those, there's some, so that it matches this. It was those resin sprinkles I featured on my page one time. The reason, by the way, this has tons of bubbles is because I put Dawn in it. All right. Look, it's so hard. It's already hardened. I mean, it's on there. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. So cute. Different colors, different color shades of blue. So, I mean, honestly, you cannot screw this up, right? It's UV resin. You get a chance to experience the UV resin coming out of the container. You get to put the UV light on it so you can see it. 99 cents isn't too bad either. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Hi, Sarah. So Sarah has the honey tumbler that I made the other day. And I don't know if she has seen these. So these are snow globe tumblers that this one has so many bubbles in it. I made a pink one earlier. So I started to try to make this red. And there's the topper. I tried to make this red because I was going to do like this really creepy horror film one, like the honey tumbler, but it was going to be like a blood drip tumbler. because I have some friends that love horror movies, and it didn't come out good. It came out pink, and it made me miserable, so I ended up making that adorable pink one instead of the grotesque, scary one. I think I'm going to be blocking the straw now. All right. The other thing that I can do on here while the resin is wet is put some of these snowflakes on it. It'll harden right into there. Let me do that. So wherever I have an open spot, I'm going to put those sprinkles on there. Then it'll match what's in the snow globe. There's all kinds of styles for lids. It's really fun when you start decorating the lids as well as the tumbler. All right, so this is still wet. So until it dries, I can move these sprinkles all around. I can add more. I can, you know, put them in certain areas, but there you have it. I'm going to put that under the UV light on my desktop. And that's quite literally finished. Let me show you the completed project. So I don't know if I haven't had the UV light on before. Here's the UV light, right? Kind of like when you get your nails done, if you get your nails done. Also, when you buy UV, a lot of times you can buy it with the flashlight. This battery happens to be dead, but I have a couple of these big ones because you can put a whole bunch of projects under it once. All right, so there you go. I mean, that is literally the best beginner project. So let's test one. There we have the lid. And I'm going to put the UV sticker right around it. This might need to be cut. So I'm not going to put this one on there because I know it's not going to be too big for that one. I'm going to put it on that one. The other thing is, don't forget, we had straw charms from the other day. I can drop one of these on too. This is a little too small of a straw to have it, but like you can really get cool with the tops. Imagine if these were pink and white and then you had a strawberry on the top, a straw charm that was a strawberry. Come on, that's so cute. Okay. The other thing that I can do now is show you this UV sticker. I should have made it pink so that I could have had a thing for it. I have this great pink book one, and I was going to put this one. This isn't the same tumbler, but there you go. And I was going to put that on there. So these make great gifts. Come on. These are like, by the time you're done, I mean, change. When you talk about having big groups or big families or big gatherings, it is really nice to be able to make something custom for everybody. So that's kind of why I love that. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you, I actually wanted to show you, but I didn't have really time to go through it today, was you can take this polyacrylic top coat and drip it into a tumbler and cover the whole inside and then put your glitter in so that the glitter freezes and stays all on the sides. So I think it's more fun with the fluid in it. But if you're going to mail it far and you don't want to mail something that has fluid or liquid, because the post office asks you if it's liquid or not, you can mail still something that looks this good just without the water, because the glitter will just stay suspended. What was that? Oh, I didn't glue that one. I didn't UV that one. So there you have it. Oh, thank you, Megan. It's funny. I have a whole series of book UV DTF stickers because it's kind of a popular. You know, you can get. I do blind dates with a book. You can add a tumbler that goes with the book, and then you can put tea bags with it, or drink powders or things like that. So I actually have a whole theme of all book stuff. And why don't I do one DTF sticker before I get on to the other things that I want to show you, so I can show you the rest of this project so you can see how easy it is. I'm going to put it on this one. So this is my cup holder. It helps keep it even. Look at all those bubbles. That's the Dawn. I put Dawn in there because all the glitter was sticking together. So when that happens, you can put Dawn in your tumbler. and it separates the glitter. So here's your UV-DTF sticker. Now, I know I've said this before. I like to measure it and put it on myself. Some people do this whole big thing about a tent with the backing. So once this is on there, this is permanent. And if you want to hit it with the hairdryer, just to melt it a little to make it even hotter, it stays on there really well. This is adorable. Come on, love it. And then for sure you want to take your Cricut rubber and just make sure, or presser or whatever this is, and just make sure that it's really adheres to the cup. I'm sorry we have a snow theme going on, but I heard there was going to be like snowflakes tomorrow, so why not? We're just gonna, if you can't beat them, join them. Felt like summer yesterday, tomorrow's gonna snow. Welcome to upstate New York. This is the best part of doing it, is peeling this off. The top coat of this design. All right, there you go. Adorable. Wait, where's the lid? Oh my gosh, look how cute. Okay, come on. I know. I want to hear a collective cheer. Applause, please. Thank you. Oh, that's really, really nice. I love it. The straw comes flying out. Yeah, fantastic. So quite literally, we've been on for 17 minutes. It probably took 13 of those minutes to make this, but what a great gift for somebody with the floating snow and the ice topper. And honestly, if we had more time, I'd probably fill this whole thing with ice and put a whole lot on it. So yeah, you'll have a great time with that. You can do as much as you want. And the best part is there are no wrong answers. You can just keep doing it. Okay, two things that I wanted to show you. You'll recall that a friend of mine had sent a whole bunch of, maybe you won't recall, so maybe I'll give you some background. She sent a whole bunch of molds because I always talk about leaving small molds on your workspace. So one of the molds she sent me was this, all of them were skeleton, right? But one of the ones she sent me was this little skeleton body to make skeleton piece by piece. It quite literally took me 2 weeks, but I did want to share that I assembled one of the skeletons. Now I used two different colors because I used resin that was left over from different things, and these were the two color mixes I did this week and put on my page. So I only had like I ran out of orange, and then I only had a little bit of yellow left. But that is this, and I think it's an earring. So it's a rather long design. But I had to show you that because it took me 10 jump rings. I think there's 10 in there. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 10 jump rings, which are what connects them at the joints. And all of those are little pieces of resin. And I was pretty shocked, even though this is a small mold, like how much resin it was taking up. Because, like I said, I ran out for 2 of the bones, and his leg and his arm had to be yellow. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to show you today was my new obsession. So I dropped it again. I drop everything. It's like it's like a theme. It's like a theme for my life. Okay. I had gotten, I think I just told you a minute ago, I'd gotten these tumblers for 34 cents at Walmart. And I bought every last one that they had on the shelf the day that I was there. And then fairly recently, I bought a UV-DTF sticker pack, 30 stickers of all the baseball teams. And I quite literally bought it because I wanted to make a Phillies tumbler. I wanted to pour the wine charm. And sorry, I got distracted. I heard a ding, and it's Mike. Hi, Mike. Thank you for the stars. So I bought 30 teams because I wanted to make a Phillies tumbler, but so what? And I thought, somebody will want the other stickers, whatever. So I made the tumbler, I poured the charm, and I made my Phillies tumbler. I was all happy with that. And then I had another charm left over because I poured 2 at the time, not knowing what size I was going to use. And the Phillies were playing the Braves this weekend. So then today I made a Braves tumbler to go and added the charm. And I was like, oh, so now I have Phillies and Braves. Yeah, it keeps going. Yeah, I just dropped all of them. So then I started doing other teams. Yes, in fact, I got 4 done today, and had to and had to pour more charms because then I got it in my mind if I could lift this up. This is proof that I did buy it off the shelf at Walmart. I had the whole thing of cups that I just dropped. I am going to do all 30 teams. I think it would be really fun to have. I mean, I've gone to all the baseball stadiums. Might as well make tumblers for them all, right? So now I'm 4 teams in. I have the Phillies and the Braves done with charms, and then hi Eileen. And then I have to make charms for Kansas City, but I gave them toppers instead. I have to make charms for Kansas City and the Yankees. And I don't even know how to embark on the remaining 26. Like, what priority do I do the teams? Like, maybe how they're ranked, and then that's the team I do next, or I don't know. So, yeah, so I have after this event, I have a post going up that shows all the stickers for the teams and kind of asks, like, which stickers and teams should we do first. So you'll see that on there. But, of course, I'm going to keep the Phillies one, but I will send out the other baseball ones over time. So just a reminder, if you see something that you like, mention it or message me directly, and I'd be happy to send it out to you. I will not charge you for postage. I do not ask for money. So if anybody contacts you looking for money in order for me to send you something, not true, it's false, it's a faker. I will send you something just because you like it and just because I like doing this. So just keep an eye on that. And if anyone ever asks you for money, contact me directly to say, did you ask me for postage? Because the answer is no. I do not ask for postage. And then I have, so I did a couple more of these charms. I pulled out all the baseball ones. Oh, so let me give you this spiel. This is horrible. Well, I say it's horrible. This is creepy. So this started out, I was trying to make red. And if anybody here actually already does tumblers, if you have a good plan for getting a deep red color in your snow globe tumbler, I would love to know that. I tried resin dye, I tried food coloring, I added paint, and then the paint created all kinds of problems and texture in the solution. So I ended up with pink. Not that this isn't a great project, but I ended up with pink. But I was really trying to do these creepy ones. I have like Halloween, and they look like those. They're like super creepy. And then I was gonna have the solution, match it, but that didn't work out. Because obviously I have someone who sends me skulls. I probably have someone who's gonna like all that other that creepy stuff too. So that was it. There's one more. I got mail today. Not my big mail thing, my Amazon day, which I always post on my page because there's tons of things in there. But with regards to these toppers, I also saw this. People are so creative and so talented. I saw somebody take pieces of glass. So there you go. And I love blue. So blue's my favorite color. So they took pieces of glass and they took a blank like this. This is a small one. This is one I use for my projects, but a big one, a big round blank. And they resined the glass onto the big blank and made a sun catcher out of resin, a blank, and glass pieces. So of course, I had to buy glass pieces and see how that works. So this came yesterday, and I will try a sun catcher to share with you guys next week. Some more baseball pours and some other projects. So it was, I think we're coming up on time. So it was really nice to have everybody here. Thank you so much for coming if it's your first time. And if you just happen to see me on a feed, please don't forget to follow, because we do different projects every Sunday, different project reveals, and lots of dropping of things going on. That's how it goes for here. So thanks for your time tonight, and I will see you guys online. Take care. Thanks. See you soon.